Hey, how you going? This is a video for US CAD, looking at the monthly, weekly, and daily technicals. It's already been pre-marked up, and I will attach screenshots of the relevant timeframes, also to prevent pausing of the video. But at least this provides an overview of the explanation, which is happening in my view. Again, please read the disclaimer and ensure that you are taking account of the risk warnings involved, as the market is dynamic and the analysis is only relevant whereby confirmations are considered. So, with that being in mind, let's go for it. So, we're on the monthly time frame here, and it's pretty clear that the market structure to the left since 2020, all the way down to the low of 2021 in June, has created a perfect price action market structure whereby price has two relevant zones of interest, one here being the monthly candle between this area of supply and the original supply hitting the double top of the all-time supply, right? So now, as we can see back into 2022, in October, price has tapped this zone here, which has made it relevant. And if I just draw around it, that's terrible drawing, we'll draw again. If you mark this up, you can see that it's tapped within the zone here of the low, so the imbalance has been filled on that monthly. And what happens after that price has been filled? A fresh supply, we're using this as a fresh supply, takes place, and the drop now occurs as expected. So that is a quick supply and demand of the monthly. Looking in the retrospective time frame of interest now into 2023, price has hit the respective trend line and it is very smooth. It's never broken so far, just exactly like what's happened in past cycle. Now, with the expectation here of this zone becoming a PCP, if we just draw this out around this on the monthly, we'll see a large drop zone here, which needs to be filled, right? So expect this to become a PCP and this bottom part here at 132 to look like a zone of interest where price can bounce and react back to shake out sellers and look for longs. However, the overall trend here is that this trend line needs to be respected and tested. So expecting on the monthly for a little bit of a pathway to occur. So price drops down, comes back up, tests may shoot through, but most likely not, and revert back to the ultimate trend line on the monthly. So that is the expectation, all subject to confirmations happening within the 134 and 132 zone respectively. Currently, if you're holding shorts, keep them open, hedge accordingly on the daily, which I'll jump down to in a second. But the monthly zone landing target is pretty clear in between 1.285 to, as said, 1.25 zone. The reason being here is that price can easily test this monthly respective trend line so far and break and bounce as the imbalance is here, looking for a fresh supply as price action is pretty strong here, pretty weak here. So price is telling out. Let's drop down to weekly pre-marked. The reason why the trend line in purple here has stayed on the monthly and weekly is because it's respected heavily on both time frames, so it's staying. Now, looking here, the weekly was a confirmation of the said zone here, and price action has been kept here because it shows the pivot points occurring within the market structure. And look exactly what's happened on this alignment here. Prices, if I draw some lines using the brush, here and here has been respected both numerous times, being one, confirm and confirm again. So with that being said, keep that in mind that this zone is now becoming a part of the structure where the weekly can no longer resist this break and bounce, and the floor is inevitable to hit. So with any part of pattern and structure, here's a fresh zone, and here's the main fresh zone where price action is the overall target. And as I said, bearish scenario is most likely due to probability to occur, albeit this fresh zone here can be a possibility where price can take us and loop down. That may be a daily confirmation which is needed. So if we drop down to the daily now, we can see that the weekly line is and monthly line is still intact, and structure has provided us with a nice daily zone here. Let's remove that. The weekly line is still present. The reason being is that to show that it literally aligns perfectly with this imbalance candle. Price action here is pretty weak. Strong at the time on first touch, but a second tap, most likely the pathway will now complete where price can take us like this into the next positional part. And like with anything, when structure breaks at PCP level, the next target zone is down here. So we'll be looking for short sales within this area upon confirmation. And what I mean by that is where price can dip, take us back into the 132, retreat back to a pivot level which has been created in the PCP zone itself. Like say this becomes the next daily target zone for a fresh supply and a PCP. This will be your point of call to look for fresh sales, and the floor is here, right? Look for at least a couple hundred pips available, as this part of the structure is very weak. So that is pretty much it. So hopefully that helps with the technical side, and see you in the next one. Hooray.